one. As I was saying,
Good.
just this is I am excited for the year. This year's been quite a good one. I mean, 2024 was quite brutal for games. There was some good titles, but it was kind of tough. And even this year, we've had a lot of layoffs. I'm concerned for the Switch too, but I think that's a problem with management. It's a problem, top-down issue. The management are not focusing on the games; they're focusing on diversifying the portfolio,
Yeah.
which it has pros and cons. But ultimately, um, I think that the industry is going to be fine. It's just whether the
Mm.
big names struggle. I mean, we've seen one of the things that I'm really, really happy about. I'm really hopeful for the future. Is just the booming industry in third-party hardware and handhelds. We've seen smaller devices come out and really start making a name for themselves. Hell, at the Black Friday kerfuffle, you know, PlayStation was the biggest seller. Nintendo 2 sold a fair amount. Nintendo Switch 2, sorry, sold a fair amount. But number three wasn't even Xbox. It was a third party. It was some unknown doing Kinect style gameplay. It means there are companies out there who are trying to get in the market. We might be seeing bigger other companies beginning to make a name for themselves. I myself am looking forward to getting an Iron Thor, which is a clamshell portable device, and this thing plays. Yeah, I'm buying it for emulation purposes. It plays, PS2 and up to PS3. I can play Switch games, but I can also play Steam games. I can play PC games on this thing, and that's a game changer for me. Instead of having the curated gardens of you want to play a Nintendo
Mm.
game, okay, you got a Nintendo console. You want to play a PlayStation game, you got a PlayStation console. No, I'll just buy this console, buy the game, download the information and put it onto my device. And then I can play Nintendo, Xbox, and PlayStation games on a single console.
This
You
is
know,
it, people. I think, yeah,
it's
this is,
exciting.
yeah.
I'm excited. I'm not excited by the big three anymore. They're not doing anything that beyond corporate decisions. And it's just
Mm.
like Ubisoft and EA, they're making corporate decisions. They're not doing anything for the players, but that doesn't mean there aren't people who aren't. There are lots of
Yeah, yeah.
small indie titles trying new things. There are lots of smaller companies trying new tech. The industry is not just the
Mm.
big three anymore. And honestly, I think that's the way it's going to survive. Diversification, spreading out. Next year is going to be an exciting time. We're going to see some interesting games come out, but we're also seeing some interesting developments into
Mm.
tech, in what can be done. And considering some of the things you can do on a handheld console now, ooh, ooh, exciting. It's very
My gosh,
exciting.
but give it up. What do you think? Do you think some people think that Xbox may be turfed by the Steam machine? What do you think?
I think Microsoft is an enormous, staggeringly successful company, and it has numerous branches. Um, the Xbox branch was a move that came out in response to Sony, because Sony was hired by Nintendo to develop a tech, but they went off on their own, and Microsoft realized, oh, we have the tech, we have the financial wherewithal to make an avenue in there, and they done. They did made excellent profits. But
Mm.
it's been poorly mismanaged, terribly mismanaged for a long time now. And it's just, uh, aside from owning some IPs and specific titles, it's a money sink. And you can see that because they've been slowly pulling their support from the Xbox. I think Microsoft is basically, I don't know what they're going to do, but honestly, I would put money on them going the way of Sega, just becoming a publisher. I mean, we've
Like,
already
well,
seen next year Halo is coming to PlayStation.
dude, yeah, exactly.
If that sells, that will send a a clear direction, a clear
Yeah,
standard to them, saying like, "Yo, you can
as
make money. Just stop with the IP, stop with the tech anymore.
yeah,
You know,
yeah.
don't make tech. Just sell the game." And Sega, they're not making as much as they used to, but they still make a pretty good profit. They've got a lot of good titles. I mean,
Mm.
this year alone, we had um, one of the Dragon games, one of the Yakuza games come out, and they had Sony. um, racing, which
Yeah.
did phenomenally well.
Wait, you Sonic Racing?
Yeah, Crossworlds.
Oh, yeah,
Sonic
Sonic.
Racing Cross. Yeah,
It's
Crossworlds.
Sony and Sonic. This
Yeah,
is the
yeah.
same thing,
Sorry.
but
Yes. Sega has been
yeah,
publishing titles gradually and making a profit.
yeah.
So it's
You know,
whether they
dude,
want to stay in the market.
that is it. And
And
last thing I go.
yeah, I don't know. I honestly, I don't know.
Yeah, I was gonna say, you know what's funny about this thing? I mean, here's the thing. I heard somebody make an interesting argument saying the reason why Nintendo stuck around so long is because they always connected their game machines with toys.
Hmm.
And that's because of that they have the young IP field like no other.
Hmm.
Sony, on the other hand, was they were the cool kids, cool kids on the block after Sega came to with the Nintendo campaign, and they were marketing to adults. It's very interesting when you got companies like Microsoft becoming, if they leave, they'll be like the Stadia. You know, like you got all this money like Google, and somehow you can't hack it. But it's not like they can't hack it. They have a good run, but hopefully, I'd like to see. I like to see competition, different people in the field offering something different when they offer the same thing. On the other hand, they kind of defeat the purpose. But if they stuck around and just to provide an alternative option of what to enjoy, that's a good thing. But if Steam comes along and says, "Hey, we're going to do it now," and Microsoft, as you say, the IPs just prove more valuable than the tech, then that hey, you'll still have another big three, if you will. Uh, but Nintendo right now they're in an interesting spot because I mean we're in Japan for goodness sake, we love this place, and the trick with Japan is they brought us Sega, Nintendo, and Sony, and what we're dealing with is a lot of uh in fact what we're dealing with Microsoft and of course what Google tried Apple including not Apple but even Steam is Western companies trying to do a bit of what the Japanese market game developers did. Japan did something very interesting in that no matter what is going on with tech, they stick around.
Hmm.
And it's like that kind of longevity is really interesting. It's really noteworthy because it says you're doing something that they can't figure out with all the money they can throw. They got money to throw at this thing like no one's business. And if you
Sure.
can't when you got all the money in the world, you can't hack something. It really makes the Nintendo look really special. 'Cause I'm like Nintendo is like, why are you still here? Because yeah, what do you think?
Yeah, I don't disagree with you, but I think that I agree that they every one of their tech the next generations has always been playful. The game the name of the game is play because
Mm,
they were a toy company before that they were a video game company, and all of
mm,
their development, their games lean into that idea of play. I think Nintendo's going to hack it out because they are like Disney at this point. They have access to such beloved IP. I mean, Mario is more recognizable than Mickey at this point. He's
nice.
a bigger brand than the perhaps the brand of the one of the biggest companies on the planet.
Yeah.
You know, it's staggering to think how powerful, how successful Disney is, and in the fact that Nintendo as a brand, as a character that's more known than them is scary. Frankly, it's quite scary. But Xbox isn't out just yet. You know,
Yeah.
they aren't completely out of the game. I mean, we've recently seen them
Oh
moving
wow.
handhelds. These are handheld PCs, a la
Oh yeah,
Switch.
yeah, yeah. I'm like, I can't forget these things.
Yeah, and
They're not really tapped into
the
yet.
Evoku Xbox Ally. I mean, they're a little hokey. I've heard mixed
Mm.
results, but one thing that they are is powerful. These things have got real horsepower behind them. You can play some
Mm.
heavy end from big names on these things and play
Shoot.
them well. So, you know, it might be that Microsoft is beginning to experiment with different forms. Instead of making the bigger titles, maybe they'll lean more into handhelds. You never
Nintendo really
know.
said to
You never
everybody,
know.
"Hey,
You never
listen,
know.
yeah, that's I think this is the mark Nintendo's left on this since the Game Boy, and then since these smartphones, and then since the Switch, people saying, okay, enough, we have to do handheld. Everybody, handheld for you, handheld for you.
Well, it does feel like a reactionary step, you know.
Which is what like the
So
Wii did. Remember?
Sony went to the console market. Oh wow, there's a market. Okay, so Xbox follows in. The market has swung towards handhelds. what do? They immediately make a collaboration with an existing company. I mean, this isn't an Xbox product. This is just an Xbox branding on an existing product. This is a
Ah,
Rogu, this is ROG Ally, which is already a product. This is just a slap with the Xbox branding and then access to an Xbox library. But they've tried to tie your Microsoft account to your Xbox account. They've tried a bunch of different things, and none of it's really stuck.
mhm.
But
It's
it would be interesting to see how, if probably how they survive. I think they will, because Microsoft again, it's too big to fail. But whether they still have that kind of market dominance, I couldn't say.
yeah,
Um,
it's Nintendo's very good at making the hardware they put out be like iconic. Like that's a
oh
switch I
yeah,
see there. And when it comes to the other things, it's like, oh, that's a bit of tech there. You got it's like if you come up with if see somebody's holding this, it looks like a it look well, the branding of the X and everything looks identifiable, but for the people that are not in the know, it looks like a gadget as
yeah,
opposed to an Xbox. You know what I'm saying? So that's the
yes.
thing. Yeah, so that's Nintendo's got going for it is the brands for the iconography is they really know how to drag that home.
Well,
If
it's a
yeah,
double-edged. Again, it works for them in one sense, but there was a great quote from Yahtzee Croshaw, who I've quoted so many times this year. He said, "You would never accept anything other than a games console from a Nintendo. If they say like the new smartphone from Nintendo or the new washing machine from Nintendo, you would laugh it out loud. Like, really? It's a toy." Because their name
right.
is so synonymous with play, with toys and with playing. And that, again, as like you said, that worked for them and that's going to keep them going. But it does mean that they pigeonhole themselves a little. So now they're diversifying into different forms of play. We've got movies, we've got theme parks, we've got toys, all of it is still keeping within that brand uh, direction, that brand iconography. But if
Mm.
they once they've gone dominated that market, there's nowhere else for them to go. Microsoft, however, it that Microsoft could be a lot of things. It
Yeah.
has the diversification, it has the kind of fluidity to be lots of things. But I think it's an interesting time now. I'm excited because the bigger companies are struggling. No, not
Mm.
just enjoying Schadenfreude. Schadenfreude is basically chocolate for the soul, gives you cavities. But I am excited for smaller companies. I want to see newer companies, newer titles. Yeah, I want to see the underdog take a shot.
Yeah.
We've been primed over years of movies, of Disney movies, no less, to kind of root for the underdog. And
Yeah.
these big companies are not the heroes anymore. They were
Mm.
once. They were trying to pioneer new tech. They were pioneering new games. They were pushing the medium. Well, it's not a medium anymore. It's an industry. It's the
Yeah.
industry. It makes more than movies and music and almost everything else. I mean, hell, it rivals sport as a collective. It's $100 billion industry.
Yeah,
These
man.
are not small companies anymore.
Yeah.
But we still want to see the underdog. We still want to see the smaller guy win. Hell, every EA or every gaming period, we talk about who won, who did the best
Yes.
presentation. We still have that. I think smaller companies coming in are going to start
Yeah.
doing well.
Well, taking the lunch, man. Definitely.
Yeah.
Yeah. This is what a game is. You
Exciting
want to still
time.
have that challenge. Yeah.
Yeah.
But
Before we
yeah.
finish, I want to
Yeah.
just do a quick video of the top 10 most anticipated video games. I agree with most of these. So we're going to look
Oh
at
my
a few
gosh.
upcoming games for next year and see if there's anything on here. Like, share, subscribe, remember? But put
Yeah,
down in the
please
comments,
do.
which games are you excited for next year? What are you excited to see and play?
Oh,
Oof, a nice dungeon crawler.
oh my
Love
God.
it. This one looks interesting. Porcupine
Wow.
2.
That's classic
That's a
Doom.
This, Sarah says, looks very trippy, very exciting. Pragmata, we played it, we played it, we
Ah,
played it. Oh, so I'm looking forward to it.
thank you, Gabriel.
New Gears of War.
Years of War, man.
That's, mm, Pokemon Champion. This is going to be interesting.
Oh yes, yes. I must play.
Yeah, I
Yeah,
say
that's my thing.
Pokemon Champion. They're streamlining of a way of allowing everyone to kind of play. I think this could be like the new front runner for Pokemon tournaments because we have Pokemon
Right.
tournaments, we have Pokemon Unite, Pokemon Go, we have the card games. All of these have a world tournament. I think Pokemon is going to be like the new premier because it will allow anyone to kind of build their team, create their strategy, and battle as if it was a real Pokemon tournament. And hell,
That
if
is
Nintendo
fantastic.
leans a little bit more into the AR tech as they're already going, we could see some beautiful Yu-Gi-Oh style Pokemon battles with this. I think that what they're doing is seeding like true Pokemon battles. Could you imagine
Mm.
that? Within our lifetime, going to watch two champions set up their team and having like AR generated battles.
Oh my God. I can
Ooh,
feel it, man.
this is
Goosebumps
just
under this.
this is just like speculation. This is
Yeah,
technological
yeah.
because the tech isn't there, the AI isn't there. There's a whole lot of things that have to fall,
Yeah. Need to
but
lay the
you can
groundwork.
kind of
Okay.
see where they're going with it. And man, Lord knows,
I
I would
can't.
pay. I would pay to watch.
I would play
I
by
would sit
saying
in the
this.
stadium and would watch, like with my 3D glasses, AR 3D glasses on, watch them do it out. Ooh, yes,
You
please.
steer me. Yeah, bro.
Could be
Oh
good.
my
Could be good.
gosh. Yeah.
But the top three, so excited for
007.
this.
Yeah, 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 yeah,
Double
yeah.
O Seven, man.
I want to see the next movie. I was speaking of movies. I'll talk about that
Requiem
next
looks
time.
good. Everyone's
Yeah.
excited for Requiem. But number one,
All
it's
right.
going to be GTA.
Yeah.
Yeah. They
Yeah,
pushed
yeah,
it back
yeah.
to last year. It was supposed to be out this year, but they pushed it to last year. Honestly, I don't mind that. I think take the time you need to polish. I would rather a polished product than a buggy product. And if they need a little
Yeah.
more time, take all the time you need. I remember when the Batman
That's
the first
there is
one,
a
not
oh,
Arkham City,
what's it
Arkham
called?
Asylum, the first one,
Yes.
number one, Arkham Asylum. I was frothing, foaming at the mouth for this game. And when they just before it released, it said,
Mm.
"Hey, we're going to take another 4 months." It was a month to a couple of months extra just to make sure everything's sorted. And I was
Mm.
like, I want a good game.
Yes.
I want a good game.
Yes.
And it's one of the only times I'm okay with waiting.
Mm.
It's like, when Metroid Prime 4 came forward a few years ago and said, hey, development has not gone well. We're going back to the drawing board, starting again.
Mm.
Okay. Yeah. I make the best game you can. If you need time, fair enough. So, yeah,
That is it, mate. Oh, I'm personally, I'm looking. It's a very a good example. The GTA situation is something that is most likely going to be worth the wait. Although you get people who is feel,
can
that
it be good enough for the hype? At this
I,
point, we've had console generations, plural, between GTA games. We've had all new technological advancements. We've had massive shifts in culture
mm,
between this game. I mean, we live in a different world than you know we no
the one
we
that we
had
left to take last.
we had a global pandemic before we had GTA 6. You know, I don't think the game can put up with the hype, but they're going to give it an honest college try, and kudos
If
to them.
if I had to steel man them, I'd say the gaming landscape may be in need of a good game at the moment. And because of that, it just may be what we need to start to promote sales of consoles at the moment. If the next GTA game came out on the Switch too, then it could people may just rush to get that all of a sudden. Well,
Yeah,
it,
yeah, it's going to be struggle to play on a PlayStation 5.
mm,
Lord
it
knows,
just
a
may
lot of
be.
people are going to be priced out of this thing. It's coming out more expensive
Mm,
than anything else, and because it's such a big title, people will pay, and that will
yeah.
just encourage companies to pay more.
I think it may be the system seller that some consoles need right now. We talk about the issue that AAA is in right now. If it is the thing that can just give people a good reason to go ahead and get into gaming as hardcore again, that may be what could be worth the wait. In terms of the actual lore, well, people nitpick, but I think it's got the potential to give people a bit of I don't know if to use any adult terms here, but it's something like that. Give people a rocket boost. Anyway, enough.
Yeah,
The
I was
metaphors.
going to say, it's going to be an interesting time. Tech games are coming out, tech is changing. And remember, video games are on the forefront of advances in physical technology. It
Mm,
used to be that, military was the only thing that got military and porn were the only industries that got tech faster than
mm,
games. And games have long since beaten the porn. So they're basically
mm.
number two in the world. Military gets tech first because, they've got the money for it, they've got the investment. But just pushing what is capable in your home,
Yeah,
there's nothing that beats tech, nothing that beats video games. It's
exactly,
staggering.
exactly.
And it's reassuring to see a lot of people talking not just about AAA games as they usually do, but in that title themselves. The Pokemon Champion is not going to be a big visual treat. It's going to be a streamlined system allowing you to choose the Pokemon and go and play someone else. And Warhammer 40K, the Bolt Gun 2, that's a classic boomer shooter, classic style game with a very pixelated graphics, and people are excited for it. We don't need the big AAA visuals anymore. We just need a good game. And a good game doesn't have to look staggeringly impressive. It can just be good.
Be good.
No, we've seen a lot of
Is
classic games be revamped, remastered, brought back again. Hell, Saga Frontier not long ago got a remake, and it looks just like it, polished up visuals, great, but it didn't change. It still uses the pixel graphics, just looks
mm,
better now. And I think that's important to
mm,
recognize that we don't need visuals to make a good game. We just need good gameplay. Gameplay will survive.
uh,
Bad graphics, terrible story. Yeah, these things are important, but they don't make it or break it. Just let me play a
yeah.
good game.
And that's what Nintendo's thing was. The Yamauchi, the guy, the original head, I think, he was like, "Who cares about these graphics?" And you got to give it to Nintendo. They realized that early on. Every one of these other companies they want to outdo Nintendo graphically and speed wise and all these things. And Nintendo's like, we make toys, we make things that people want to play. And when you have that at your core, I think that yeah, that is it. No matter what, it's like in the teaching game, of course, you got to do the primary thing, which is give people a comfortable environment that they can explore with. That is it. Of course, not every game is an explore game, but that's Nintendo's thing. But hey,
Yes,
something that they can play. Yeah, exactly. And oh, sorry, people. I have to run off to the bus.
yes. Right, we are
But
going to
yeah,
have to leave this. This will be the last video for the pair of us this year. I will try and I'm doing a retrospective of the whole year. Last year, looked at all the games I played over 2024, and I'm going to do a quick ranking. I'm going to do the same. Haven't played as many big games, lots of smaller titles, but I will do a ranking system. That should be dropping early 2026. I'll get it to MatMadik as soon as I can, and then we'll be back hopefully with the Vox guys and Saja and Professor Suzuka and a
yeah.
few other faces. Hopefully, we can finally get here. Life keeps getting in the
Oh.
way, but we'll get to push forward. But for everyone else, thank you. Thank you for watching our videos. Thank you for helping MatMadik's channel. It's been an absolute honor to sit here and blather on about our thoughts and have people care.
Absolutely. Happy New Year. And but depending on what time you watch this, Happy New Year. Happy New Year's Eve.
Yeah,
See you
whenever.
soon.
But
Thanks,
yeah,
man.
remember
Yeah, we
comment
love
because we look at all the comments and we love you for it.
yeah, we love you very much, people. And again, I love you very much. This your family now. This is the gaming team. That's it. People will catch you next year and stay have a good New Year's Eve or countdown, whatever you do.
Peace and love.
Peace.
Peace.